here is the disclosure. It's 11 o'clock. I wanted to update some charts, so for me it's a little easier just to do the video. And then after I do the video, I mark up the charts, and then I could, get some posted now that things are slowing down a little bit. So here we are in the T3 Live office. It's 11 o'clock. Guys will be walking back and forth. I feel like when I'm here and I could take a breath because I've already traded, the first, hour to use some of our tactics and put on some new positions and traded around names. I feel like now I have some stops in, and I just want to update where things are at, because we came in today, people were not sure what to expect. Yesterday the volatility spiked and everyone said rally's over. But we know, especially if you've been rather relaxed for a while, that sometimes the day after the Fed day is the exact opposite. So they shook the tree yesterday, shook sentiment a little bit, and then there was some spots to watch to figure out whether or not yesterday meant anything, or would we just rebuild and then you could put some positions back on once we get some more clarity, which is kind of what I've been doing, and then just trade around it. So let's go right to the charts. It's just so you know, it's 11 o'clock. So that's when you're seeing it's midday. So here's the S&P. You know what? The S&P cash, if the bears were going to have any control, first, they wouldn't have let it get back above the 21-day, and second, they wouldn't have let it, really reclaim this 29.97. So all in all, this day is now negated. I'm not saying we're going to take out 3017 and then take out 3028 today. Anything could happen, but if you came in thinking neutral to bearish this morning, hopefully throughout the morning you went back to neutral, and then maybe even neutral to positive, and put some positions back on. I came in today only short beyond and long Twitter, and now I have a bunch of other things on, so I'm going to try and manage them as the market kind of proved that yesterday is behind us and didn't lead to more. That's my thinking. So anyway, here's that. Go to the Qs. The Qs are already above yesterday's high. So if you want to use tech as a barometer, which we usually do, that's showing some health here. So if you go back to the S&P cash, if it's leading, don't start getting all cute and trying to roll up a short unless you're just scalping, or you have a lot of longs on. I did that before with the spiders real quickly, and now I traded around it, and this now, if this follows the Qs, this could see here, okay, which is still a little bit higher. And what's that price? That price is 301.20, so that's another 80 cents or so. So you don't want to look for a cute short or too early. It might not get there. I'm not saying it's gonna get there. I'm just just trying to talk out loud. I actually just shorted a little bit before, around the 300, because I have a bunch of things on, so I figured I could trade around it. I don't think we're going to be up 400 points today, maybe up 250 or something, but anyway, that's that. So again, if this was not going to be a strong day, the SPYs would have got rejected here, or would never have got above 299.50. So they've already showed some power and some penetration. So let's go into the names that I went over. So this morning I talked about Apple. I said I think there's a much better chance it sees a move over 221 versus the low here, and this was nice. It pushed up fast and then came in, and then I tweeted that I'm long versus the low of the day, whichever this was, and now it's actually hanging out really well. So well, I said, I guess I didn't save my stuff from the morning call on here, but looking pretty solid. So with time, maybe it takes this out. So I was like, you can't be buying here if you think it's gonna get above it, so I'm gonna buy versus this, and it's acting pretty well. Just take trades along the way. Google, finally a nice candlestick. I did buy some more calls because I bought the calls. What day did I buy the calls? I think I bought calls on this day, and I think they were like 750 for the 1270s, which is I don't know if it's going to get it or do it, but this morning I bought some more at 350, and I think 375, just to put a little bit more, because I started small anyway, and I still have 2 weeks. A lot can happen in 2 weeks, and all in all, now this looks pretty good. I would not be buying here at 1234, but if you were still in some, great. I am not in it. I've been getting chopped up the last few days, so I'm like, let me just buy some calls and take a little step back here. Overall, the pattern still looks good. First day turning up. Let's hope that it stays up and wakes up. Decent size of the gap is still open, but if you bought it, in the first 15 minutes, this would be a spot I would lighten up, and then if it gets through this, then that's actually a little bit more power. Amazon I didn't touch, but there was some news that I think Bezos, who did not sell his stock last year, was sold stock the last few days, which could have been why it was so weak. Anyway, here's your 1849 potent day. So this actually is a good day for Amazon to repair, and perhaps at some point it breaks above this, and then all these moving averages are above. So it broke above 1884 to show some power, so that's now gone. Let's So now, here you have some points of reference again. A few inside days, maybe this takes it out. The overall pattern is still fair, not enough to get me so excited or in it yet, just because it wasn't my focus, primarily because I'm doing other things. But Amazon, well, it looks still okay. And I would think if I was a betting man, it'll be, 1925 next week, not below 1849. And I'm not a betting man. I'm a high probability trader. So that's Amazon. Twitter gave a nice push, looking great. I'm still in it. It's trending higher. Just seems like it's going to be getting back towards this area. So I'm staying with it. Why did I stay with this versus like Google or this and that? Because look at this gap over here. Never even got close, showed power, even held higher here, and then showed a lot of resilience yesterday. So that's why I took it overnight. Beyond, what a nice short. All in all, my target was right around here, this 174 to 176. It did not get to the price, which sometimes they don't. They don't always get there because not everyone's a seller. And then there's a lot of cute shorts caught. So that's why I tweeted you guys saying I'm at a sum around 180, 177. I think my last cover was 174. And where is it now? I haven't even looked at it the rest of the day. I guess it's 181. Okay, so let it rebuild. We'll play it again. This Beyond has been beyond great. Even though I've never had a Beyond Burger, I love my steak sandwiches and Brussels sprouts when I'm dieting sometimes instead of French fries. But what can I say? Good stuff. And look at the levels here. This is where we bought the 175s and the 200s and made really nice money. And then this is, where we sold it into the secondary, and now let it build a little bit. We'll see what happens next. Pins is after the close. It's hanging in here. I don't know. We'll see. I'm in some. We bought the calls right around here for 50 cents. I sold some for 75 cents. I still have some, and we'll see how that goes. Uber wasn't as good, obviously. Little RedDog reversal here. I did buy a little bit more because I remember when it had that move. I sold 25% because it happened so fast. So I bought it back. I have it for earnings, but I highly doubt it's gonna work. To be honest, this chart is so vermooshed, if that's a word. Anyway, maybe it gets up to here and just stabilized. Either way, it's going to need a hell of a lot. I guess this move was fast. That was unexpected, but I don't think something like that happens here. But anyway, I'm in the calls for earnings. We'll see what happens. Going back to earnings, Square. I am in. I tweeted to you guys that I bought the $80 calls just because I have some FOMO here. This is a really nice pattern, and I actually bought a little stock around 82. I'm not going to hold the stock for earnings, and I have a stop in, but I do think that if the earnings deliver, there's enough accumulation in here that we could see 87, we could see 90. So I want to have some of the options on. Etsy I didn't go with just because this also looks good. Looks good. Gets above this after hours. Maybe I'll be a buyer. Same thing with Square if it happens conducive wise. I was encouraged to see that something like a shop could get above a momentum level and have a little bit of follow through. Still not, obviously the day's not over, but it got through 340, went as high as 350. So showing that some things could make new highs. So that's showing some health in the market to me. Twilio was down $12 yesterday, and look at this. Look, he just held this 136 with a little RedDog reversal, so it stayed in there for now. It's going to rebuild. Gold, I tweeted to you guys that I got out of my, remember in here, I bought the 130s and 135s, and then it had a really big move towards this. I got rid of some because the options were making us like 25%, and we bought them for October. Then I believe on this day when it was like pretty strong, I'm like, you know what, I'm going to sell some of the 140s just to take in some premium, create a call spread. So then this morning, the premiums that I sold were cut in half. So I'm like, let me buy it back, and now it looks a little bit better. So we'll see. The banks are a little weaker today. Goldman Sachs, did hold this 218 for now. I did buy a little bit verse. Actually, it was 217.50, but that's my stop. Bank of America, still hanging around. Just still can't buy strength. JP Morgan, hanging around. Wow, still looks good. At some point, it looks like that might get taken out. All right, so overall, it's 11:09. I came in with just short Beyond and long Twitter, and covered my shorts in Beyond. I'm still long Twitter and trading around it. I am long some Apple. I'm long a little Goldman. I put on those Square calls. I bought more Google calls at good prices. Hopefully that woke up. Amazon I didn't trade. Did I say I was backing up? Back in Apple. I'm also back in Snap. I think you could be a buyer versus, and in time, perhaps it continues to go. This low here is 1680. I'm not in a lot because obviously it's hard to be in a lot when this was my 2020, one of my big plays, and now look at it. But it is holding there and it's trending, so it's something to do. There's definitely some excitement around it still. So you'll see that I have a little bit of that. Where are the spiders now? Let's see, how high do the spiders go? The high of the day is what? Ooh, 360. So that means I shorted some more. Okay. Anyway, with that said, I'm probably a little bit less inactive. I have some of my stops in. I'm gonna take care of a few things and post some of these charts, and then I'm gonna go to the gym and sweat it out and shave. I need to shave. It's been a long few days, and then we'll do the recap and we'll see what happens with earnings after the close. I hope everyone's doing well. Sorry about the VTF. Had some connection issues yesterday, and we still have some today. The positions will be back on tomorrow. And something's happened. Technology is technology, and we just do our best to serve you and keep you guys in the know and moving forward and safe and profitable. Have a good rest of the day. Bye-bye.